It's a very important verse which Professor Haralick wrote about the 5736, the year 5736, which is 1976, when the research of the Bible Code, the Torah Code, started with Professor Rips, Professor Doctor, really does not have a title, but very famous scientist, Doron Visu, about the phenomena of the cause, very long stories. He's brought a lot in the internet, Rabbi Weissmandal. So basically, this what you see is the date when the research of the Bible Code started, and then now it developed more and more. So you can see here that in the beginning, Professor Haralick writes in Kabbalah from the Zohar and the writing of the Arizal by the Gloria, the year 5736 with 1976 is an important year. This is the year from which the preparations began above for the end of the days, which is really basically end of darkness, but it is the time of Messiah. So the redemption and the Messianic era. So it's very important. This is basically the idea of the Bible Code. Like they will like this cover, to strengthen our faith in God, definitely, which is important. The faith of God for Messiah. So it's an amazing phenomena, really, that exactly from this time, the research of the code started. And as we see later in very interesting codes, that it has to do with Messiah, son of Joseph. So this is what Professor brought in the site, this picture of Joseph, which represents to Pharaoh's dream. Okay, also in Pharaoh's dream is also a lot to learn. So this is really quite lots of verse about the cause and the connection with Medrash Rabbah, definitely, and with Joseph, definitely. This is what is the most important, Messiah, son of Joseph. So let us see before seeing here the tables. There are quite few tables, so I will really pick up the tables which are really very significant for what we are going to see. So mainly, as Professor Haralick will bring, is what he explains here. He explained exactly here in this part of the site. He explained those tables that we are going to see now. And this is in the first case, it is the imprisonment of Joseph that proceed as definitely you have to know that all this founding means that we had about the cause start from Joseph being released from the jail. So this we said this will really proceed his elevation to the second highest administrative post in Egypt. In the second case, it is the darkness that precedes the light. In the third case, it is that precedes the land of Israel. Each can be likened to the exile that precedes the era of the Messiah. This time period is called the end of days, really, the famous song. So this is really the introduction, and then very important says the Vilna Gaon states it in his many really books that the time of the redemption there will be many secrets of the Torah that will be revealed. One of these secrets is Torah codes. It is interesting to not basically, very important to note that the gematria of the words Kodei Torah, codes of Torah are 736. Basically, the year of the codes. 736 is Tafshin Lamedvav, 1976. Unbelievable. And this 76 is the 736 of the year 5736, because redemption is known to come in the 6th millennium. See? So that is the first one. We are now in the 6th millennium. So what I said. Now, Professor Haralick tells us exactly what he is doing to explain really those coming tables, biblical tables. We use for our key verse end of days, which is Kesayamin, as spelled in Daniel 12:13, 5736, in 5736, 736. These are the words which we put on I, mean Kesamin Lemala, these are the words, yeah. And the keyword code using the Hebrew word code, yeah, because it's a lot used, the word code. The best table use the keyword 5736 with the express number of ELS. ELS is equilateral sequence set to 10. The probability that a test from ELS random placement text compilation would produce a table as small as the one produced by the Torah next is 6.5 to under 1,000. So this is the table that you see here. And as we said, fits with what Rabbi Isaac Luria said, Kabbalah, that the end of days, yeah, new things will be discovered, and one of them is called the Bible code. So what you have here, so you have in English, you have end of days, and the year 5736, which is 1976, as we saw, the word on I and code. So this is what you have here, Kesayamin, the end of days above, the year 5736, and the code which came. By the way, it's amazing to see that beside that is a best meeting, as according to Dr. Rosenberg, meetings are important. So you have minimal best meeting, right? Here, this is minimal, 8 option vav, the date 5,700, so the minimal the Torah is called minimal. So this also makes the table this significant, yeah, but statistically, definitely is also very high, 6.5 to 100,000. So finding I found this table. So let us see now the second table, which is also very important. The additional word, but the idea basically is the same, yeah, and the additional word is soften, code. So this brings So we said we repeated the experiment using for our keyword, end of days, Chesayamin, as spelled in Daniel, as we said before, 573, yeah, as he said before, but we add the word soften, yeah? So the best table, use the key word 576 with expected number of ELS, as we saw. So then the probability that a text from the ELS random placement text population would produce a table as small as the one produced by a table, which is 4.5 on the sum. It means this additional word, it's a soften, and code are basically the same, they are used a lot, yeah? But both represent the code. So this one really was found, means the additional one, soften was found by Professor Haralick. So what we have here really another one, basically the same idea, right? Chesayamin and so on. So then the additional one, normally this is how Professor Haralick did the book. So we are going to see now additional one, and this is into darkness. Yeah, into darkness, very important. And again, the end of darkness is marked for the same sunset. This is this picture, yeah, what you see here. But end of darkness definitely have to do a lot with the Midrash. I mean, he wrote a lot about this. You can see it in the site, yeah, Torah.us. But what I wanted to show you now, very important verse, which brings you connection to Joseph. Also, we see later more, but this was the table comes to explain what you have before, yeah? Yeah, so before, as we said, so he said, let us take, yeah, couples is a limit to the darkness. Yeah? There's a limited darkness, and then he explained as God himself said. So, okay, so this is really a verse about end of darkness, and he explains a little bit about it. Yeah, it is interesting what he brings here. The two letters in the ELS, however, are everything and basically tell us nothing. Therefore, we prefix the two letters of the name by the Hebrews for that word name itself. The number of experiments we do totals to 36 for the 36 different key combination sets. So this what comes out when you have this table. Definitely what we spoke about, the two letters, yeah, in the two letters of God, Yud K, which is the name of God. Here you can see it very clear. You have into darkness. For where it started is unbelievable. From the year 5736, and the name of God, when we know quite well that all these things are basically secrets of God. So you can see it now, very interesting. So this is a table, as you see, and analyzing this table, as Professor Haralick explained about the cylinder, yeah, this you can, normally the same thing, but the probability, what he said in the end, about this table is 14 to 100,000, little bit less than the others, but it is still high. 14 to 100,000 is 1.4 to 10,000. Definitely very significant, but this ends to darkness, which starts from the year when the code started. What is the connection? Simple, because the codes tell us, yeah, things that before we couldn't understand. Yeah, what the Torah said that it will come out and so on. Before it was, we did not know nothing, we did not see connection. So comes now the Bible code, the Torah codes, and show us clearly how everything which God said in the Torah came out. So there's no darkness anymore, because darkness is a situation that you cannot understand, you don't see. God said, so what? Then it came out now. So this is, by the way, the connection between end to darkness to the Bible code, Torah code. Very important to know this, because otherwise you will not understand what is this, how it's coming. But now this is the explanation. And this is really what Professor Haralick writes about another table, which is basically the same idea. This is what he says. The next table has the same keywords as the previous one, except it has a great name of God instead of the concentrated name of God. So you see just now, here you have the full name of God, Yud Kei Vav, with the 4 letters, yeah? Yeah, the 4 letters of God, and this is what he brought here, and this is what he said, yeah? Is accepted number, so on, what is exactly, but in the end, the statistic is not high. Yeah, it is 614.5 to 100,000, which is come to 6.5 to 61 to this, and 10 to 10.1 to 1,000. But really what he wants to show you that basically the idea comes out in different ways. Just in a short way, in a long way, but all of them statistically high. Really the same thing he shows you also. You know, you have Kesser Choshech from the ear, Sashlam. So, as I said, this is the work of Professor Haralick to show how the table develops. Basically the same, but it shows different interesting combination, like we into darkness and mitzvah. So basically it's very interesting. But in this one, he already brings more, as you will see just now. In this one, he brings, and he says it is a Zohar is a principal book of Kabbalah. It is written in a mediated Aramaic. It is explained to you, but what is really important for us is what he said here. The Zohar contains many secrets of the physical and spiritual universe. It aims to reveal and make a plan that which we might not pay attention to or understand, yeah, because of the ordinary way in which we look at and deal with the world. Its purpose is to elevate the consciousness of its reader. The next table is based on the key words learning of secrets. In Hebrew is Limud Sod, and the Zohar code called Messiah, Mashiach, and again from the year 57736. It means it shows the importance. It is very known that all over today there's very much and really very much really, as you can say in Hebrew, say לעודד, to push people to not to provoke, but to bring them to understand and to learn more and more secrets from the Zohar, or from very also Chal, Rabbi Lusato. It means that it is very interesting that is a tendency in Israel, really in yeshivot and many others, to learn more and more about the Zohar and Kabbalah, and therefore many new interesting books. It means the Zohar with a beautiful explanation like Matok Midvash in Hebrew. Yeah, we had a Sulam. So all of this is indicated really in this table. Yeah, that you can see in it Limud Sod, learning of secrets of the Zohar, of the code, and this really will bring us in that to do with the time of Messiah, which started from the time of the research of the code, 5736. So here you have Sod, Limud Sod, learning the secrets of the Torah, which is Zohar, as you can see, Zohar, and the code. And again, from the year, Mitzvah Shel Amedvav, from the year 736, 976, is the preparation for Messiah. It's unbelievable. I mean, all those developments are from the time the Bible code started. So, very, very interesting. It means, as I said, this was Professor Haralick really brought introduction, and very, very interesting table, which is said, maybe, I don't know why I did not look for more, but it is less than 1 to 10,000. So it can be million also, yeah. Yeah, so like I said, people already will appreciate it if this is a table is less than 1 to 10,000. So let us see if there are some more interesting things that Professor Haralick did. This, how the site is built up, but we try to explain more. Language of men. What is language of men? And this is something interesting about the code. And this is what it brings here. This study shows the close connection between the language of man and the language of God and Torah code. The Torah codes, as you see, constitute a medium that is the language of man and the language of God. The tables are built around the ELS, around the equivalence sickness phase, Torah code, and the phrase, and there is in the land, it is in the language of man. Very interesting. You can see the words which are, there is in the language of man code, Torah code. Yeah, Torah code and great name of God. They are right, definitely, assisting with God. Amazingly, also, all this is coming from Mitzvah Shel Amedvav, from the year 5736, which is definitely to do with Bible code research. Yeah. So it is also less than 1 to 1,000. It says it's funny about me, but it's really, maybe I found Messi of Shilvav. But basically, I think it's the Dr. Rothenberg, the basis. But what I found, the date, which is very, very interesting, also small skip. Then, what's more, we have here the same things, But he found it amazing. Torah codes, Sofen Torah, that basically this language of God, and is a, so this is what I found, yeah. Yeah, the additional one, Sofen Torah, is unbelievable. And what is this? This one? 1.5 2000. Let us see more. This table. What we have in this table. So, long, interesting sentence, right? So, you have here, Bilshon Ish, the Torah code, yeah? There exists in the language of man code of God, and here 5736, the time the research started. So, no doubt it's very, very interesting. Then Professor Haralick brought some more interesting Limudei Hashem, teachings of God, which is the Kabbalah, and the Zohar, codes in Hebrew, codes, where in the year 5000, Tafshin Lamed Vav, unbelievable, yeah. Again, telling about this phenomena, the comic of the phenomena, is what I found, yeah, interesting. Yeah. So also you explain exactly what you have here, right? And this is what he said, is the Torah is of course the teaching of God. However, there are also other teachings. In the next table we see how compact the relationship is for the ELS and XL letter section of the keywords, which is teaching of God, Limud Hashem. And that's how he explained exactly. The statistic 1 to 10,000, less than 1 to 10,000. Okay, didn't have time to look for more, but not necessary, because it must be million also. So, next, there's something more. Let us see, no? So, sorry, no more. So you have to go backward. But in fact, there's much more really which we explain about the quotes, about where the Medrash appears, everything beautifully what he said. But this is really, as I said, few tables, and a lot here about the Medrash and the story of Joseph, because all this really basically, as we explained, that it came from Joseph, Messiah, son of Joseph, and it's connected with Joseph, as many tables showed it. And this is what he wrote here, yeah, but if you take time, so you can read it. No doubt it's very, very significant. You can read it in the site, torahcode.us. I only emphasize the tables which you found and how it's connected with the year that the Biblical research started with Professor Reeves and Haralick, and Professor Reeves and Wisdom. Then later on, when I met Professor Haralick in this, very interesting, we met in Seattle, okay, interesting story. We worked a lot on it, as you can see here. There are much more, in fact, more material, yeah. But we brought the the main ones to do with the Bible code.